When we reflect upon the blessed words of Hazrat Amirul Momineen Imam Ali peace be upon him when he said visit the dead they are happy with your visit, we realize that his wisdom is not confined to the visible world, it extends to the unseen, the hidden realities and the delicate connection between the living and those who have departed from this earthly realm. The saying of Imam Ali peace be upon him is a reminder that the journey of life does not end with death, the soul continues and the bond between the living and the dead is not broken, rather it is maintained through remembrance, through prayer, through visiting their resting places and through acts of mercy. When we visit the graves of those who have gone before us, it is not only for them but also for us. It is a moment of reflection, a lesson of humility and a reminder of the fleeting nature of this world. Imam Ali peace be upon him teaches us that the dead feel joy when the living visit them, their spirits are pleased, their hearts are comforted and they recognize that they are not forgotten. This statement carries profound meaning. It is not simply about walking to a graveyard or standing silently by a headstone, it is about the essence of remembrance, the love, the mercy and the prayers that accompany the visit. Every human being longs to be remembered even after they have left this world. When people visit the dead, they affirm the truth that love does not end with death. The bond of family, the tie of friendship, the connection of faith continues beyond the grave. The soul of the deceased rejoices when someone stands at their grave, recites a verse from the Holy Quran, raises their hands in dua and asks Allah to grant them mercy. This act is a source of comfort for the deceased and a source of purification for the visitor. Visiting the dead reminds us of our own destiny. Imam Ali peace be upon him wanted us to keep death alive in our minds, not as a cause of fear but as a cause of awakening. When we walk through the silence of the graveyard, we hear a lesson that cannot be spoken by tongues. The graves speak without words. They remind us that wealth, power, pride and possessions remain behind, only the deeds accompany the soul. The dead rejoice when we visit them because it is a sign that they are remembered in a world that has forgotten them. It is a sign that the ties of kinship, faith and humanity are alive. Imam Ali peace be upon him always emphasized that we must never sever our ties with those who came before us, whether they are our parents, our relatives, our teachers or even strangers whose graves we pass by. Offering them a prayer is an act of generosity. It is a gift that costs nothing yet brings immense joy to their souls and to ours. It is narrated in many traditions that when someone visits the grave of a believer and prays for them, Allah sends angels of mercy to convey light to that soul and the deceased responds with joy and gratitude. The dead are aware in ways beyond our understanding. They know who remembers them and they are happy when we extend our hearts toward them. Imam Ali peace be upon him knew the secrets of existence. He spoke not from imagination but from divine wisdom. His statement, visit the dead they are happy with your visit, is a command to remain connected to the chain of life, a chain that does not break with death. Imagine a parent lying in their grave when their child visits them, recites Surah Fatiha or Surah Yasin. Their soul is filled with happiness. Imagine a believer who lived a righteous life and his friends come to his resting place remembering his kindness, his prayers and his companionship. He rejoices in the unseen. When we think of this, our perspective on life changes. Visiting the dead is not a cultural tradition, it is a spiritual duty. It keeps our hearts soft, it keeps us humble, it teaches us to prepare for the day when we too will lie beneath the soil and long for the visits, prayers and remembrance of others. Imam Ali peace be upon him was teaching us not only how to honor the dead but also how to live with awareness of death, for when we live with that awareness we avoid arrogance, greed, injustice and sin. When we remember the dead we are reminded of our final return to Allah. Visiting the dead also has another dimension. It brings peace to the living. Many times people carry guilt, grief or sadness for their loved ones who passed away. When they visit their graves, recite Quran or pray, they find comfort. They feel that they have honored their loved ones and they find spiritual healing in the process. In this way the happiness of the dead is intertwined with the peace of the living. Imam Ali peace be upon him was teaching us a lesson of mutual mercy. The dead are pleased, the living are comforted and Allah showers both with his mercy. There is wisdom in the silence of the cemetery that cannot be found in the noise of the markets. There is a reminder in the gravestones that no lecture can provide. Walking among the dead teaches us to value life, to forgive others, to let go of grudges, to prepare for our own end, to strengthen our relationship with Allah. Every grave we pass tells a story of a life that was once filled with hopes, struggles and dreams, now silent, waiting for the mercy of Allah. When we visit them we become a part of their story. Our prayers become light for their darkness and their reminder becomes guidance for our journey. Imam Ali peace be upon him wanted us to see death not as a separation but as a continuation, a bridge between two worlds, a place where our actions of remembrance can reach those who are unseen and bring them happiness. This is why visiting the dead is considered an act of worship in Islam. It is not about rituals souls alone. It is about the reality of love, mercy and remembrance. The dead are not lifeless, they are in another realm. Their souls are alive, they sense, they recognize and they rejoice when remembered. Every time we stand at a grave we should ask ourselves, what if one day it is me lying beneath this soil? Will I be remembered? Will my children pray for me? Will my friends visit me? Will my soul rejoice at their presence? This thought makes our hearts tremble, and it makes us strive to live a life that will be remembered with prayers and goodness. Imam Ali, peace be upon him, in his wisdom wanted us to always remain connected to both worlds, this world and the next. Visiting the dead is a way of connecting both. It is a way of strengthening our faith. It is a way of keeping the unseen alive in our consciousness. Every prayer recited at a grave ascends to the heavens. Every tear shed in remembrance is recorded. Every act of mercy shown toward the dead is multiplied in reward. The dead rejoice because they are remembered, and the living grow because they are reminded. Life is short, death is certain, but love, mercy and remembrance transcend the grave, and this is why Imam Ali, peace be upon him, advised us to visit the dead to bring happiness to them and wisdom to ourselves. The cemetery is not a place of fear, it is a place of truth, a place of mercy, a place of connection. It is where the hearts of the living and the souls of the dead meet in the remembrance of Allah. It is where we learn humility, where we prepare for eternity, and where we fulfill the teaching of the commander of the faithful, that the dead are happy with our visits, for in their happiness lies our guidance and in our remembrance lies their comfort, and both are embraced by the mercy of Allah.